In this video, we're going to show you how to install ignition coils on your Ford F-150 located on the top of your engine. Now with the hood open, locate your engine cover right here. There's going to be two 10mm nuts, one on the forward side on the passenger, and on the right-hand side on the driver's side is going to be an oil fill cap, and then right behind it inside this pocket here is going to be the other. And we're going to use our 10mm socket with extension. Now that nut in the back there, we're going to go ahead and use our magnet to go ahead and grab that one. Now that you have both of these nuts removed, we're going to go ahead and lift up on the cover and then pull it towards you. There are two little brackets on the back side that secure this cover. Set that aside. Now that we have our engine cover off, let's go ahead and locate these components. Now this is a V6 engine, and we're going to have 3 cylinders on one side and 3 on the other. Let's go ahead and take a look and see where our ignition coils and spark plugs would be. It's going to be one here, here, and it's one a little bit further back. And then on the passenger side in the rear, middle, and forward. Now on the passenger side here, we have this wiring harness that runs around, and it kind of blocks our ignition coils from coming out. Now the harness itself is held in place as a retainer right here and one right here. They're pressed onto studs, and we need to go ahead and remove them. So you're going to try a couple different things. I can use a trim tool here, or maybe even a pair of hose pliers. And all you got to do is get underneath and try and lift this up a little bit. There's going to be one on the front side here too. I'm basically just going to pop a few of these out to gain access to these pieces here. A little more flexibility out of this harness. Now that we got a majority of the ones on the front, we're going to move to the back. There's a third retainer in the back here. A little bit tougher to get to. Okay, now that we have all 3 of these up, we're going to use our sockets to go ahead and loosen and remove these studs that we just pulled the retainers off of. And these are what actually hold our ignition coil in place. Now on the back side here, we have our ignition coil, and there should be a white locking tab right here. Normally we can pop those off with our finger, but we're going to need a little pocket screwdriver to go ahead and release that. Push down on that white tab and pull that connector off. All right, go ahead and pop that connector off like so. Now up here where that harness was, I'm going to pull that aside, and right there is a stud. Has an 8mm nut on there. So we're going to use our deep socket, a little extension, there it is right there. And grab our ignition coil. Rotate that up and out, just like so. Go ahead and take your ignition coil, lower that down inside. Make sure that wire harness is out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and grab that stud. All right, we got our stud lined up. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we get that started a few threads by hand. And at this point here, I'm just going to use my ratchet. And when tightening this here, you just want it to be snug. Probably roughly about that 11 foot-pounds as well. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and grab that harness. Going to line that up. And push that on. Once that's on all the way, then you can go ahead and press that white connector or the locking connector back on. There we go. Now you want to repeat this process for the other 5. Don't forget to install your wiring harness. We have the little plastic retainers. I'm going to start on the back here on that rear stud. Line it up. Line it up. Line it up. Push those down into place. Then we have a couple on the front side here. We had popped off as well. Now I want to go ahead and install our engine cover. On the back side, top of the engine right there, there's a bracket that has 2 hooks facing you. And those hooks will receive the engine cover here. So I'm going to line this up. Line that up. And then we can go ahead and install the nuts. Now on the driver's side, what we're going to do is we're going to use a magnet. It's a little bit easier for us to do this because it drops down kind of far. I'm going to take my magnet, put the nut on it, and I'm going to drop this down and I'm going to get this caught a few threads. All right, now that we have both of those started, we're going to go ahead and run those down. You want to snug them down gently. At that point there, you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.